Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters, distinguished guests, honorable speakers, ladies and gentlemen. Very good evening to you. Thank you for joining this session. On behalf of IRF, welcome to this session of Jaringan-Nusantara Regional Conference on Islam, Democracy and Human Rights in the Divisive World Order. This is the third Jaringan-Nusantara Regional Conference that IRF has been organized. Personally, I've been part of previous sessions. Today, it's a special evening. We have here with us former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Malaysia, Tan Sri Dr. Syed Hamid Albar. I believe that everybody is excited for this three-day event, which will be inaugurated this evening. But before further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Farouk for his welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Elma. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Tan Sri Dr. Syed Hamid Albar, who was basically our former Minister of Foreign Ministry and Foreign Minister and former Minister of Home Minister, right? Former Home Minister, yeah, okay, right. And he had held so many portfolios before, yeah. And the last was Home Minister, yes. And luckily that our books were banned not during his time, but after his term, yeah. So we're happy to have all of you here, and especially to have Dr. Najib Burhani and our other fellows as well. I just came back from Singapore. I gave a talk at ISES, and Dr. Najib was there as well, and it was an interesting talk, and I believe that we're going to have more interesting sessions over here. The theme that we're having over here on these human rights, because we think that it is an issue that needs to be addressed better, and especially to look on it through an Islamic perspective as well, because there have been many, misunderstandings about Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Islamic values, and many people think that these universal human rights values are basically Western in nature. It has this Judeo-Christian tradition and things like that, and it is against the Islamic ideas of what human rights is all about. The thing that we see that because of this lack of understanding of human rights have led to so many problems in our country. The latest being the deportation of this Turkish family, right? Back being accused of being part of this FETO, the Fethullah Gulen terrorist organization, coined by Erdogan himself. But everybody knows, and I know personally, because some of my friends were being deported, and they were academics over here. They were one of them was the head of this what we call as MTDS, Nation Turkish Dialogue Society over here. He was deported 3 years ago, and now it was during Najib's regime, but now it's happening again in this so-called new Malaysia. And this kind of problem is ongoing. Just before he was deported, the same government of Pakatan Harapan deported 4 Muslim Brotherhood activists back to Egypt to be imprisoned. I don't know whether they're still surviving in prison or not, by Assisi government. And this thing had been happening again and again, and this is because our understanding of human rights are so dismal. You see, the issue of human rights, the 30 articles in Universal Declaration of Human Rights are articles which to me are very important for us to understand. And I personally do not think that any articles, not even a single one of the article, contradicted with the teaching of Islam. Even the first article, all men born equal, basically we are saying that, you know, like in Islam, that's the basic principles of Islam. And just last night I was watching one video by a non-Muslim who basically quoted the Prophet Muhammad's sermon during his last sermon after the Wida, after the Hajj, final Hajj. And he was saying that all men are born equal. There's no superiority of a white man over black. There's no superiority of an Arab over non-Arab, and so on and so forth. And he was saying, I'm a non-Muslim and I'm so perplexed with this, you know. Like Islam had encouraged this a long time ago, before the advent of this Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So I think that we need to address these issues, and I think that this conference will also be a conference that we could, like Elma said, that this is the third time, and I hope on the third time we'll be able to establish this network among us, what I would term as Jaringan Nusantara, a network of Muslims from Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. There were supposed to be 2 academics from Brunei. We are hoping that they have already registered, but they had to refrain for some reasons. So we hope that later on we'll get some from Brunei and probably a few from Thailand and Philippines as well. So let's see how it goes, and inshallah tomorrow night I hope that some of you might be able to participate in the discussion for this establishment of this network. And without further ado, I would like to pass the session back to Elma.